children. Good morning. This is Stella from Adarsh Vidyalaya English Department. I proudly welcome you English online class. Today's topic is Prose the Old Man River section 2. Before going to text, I ask you some questions from previous section. What were the girls doing in the living room? Answer: Amy and Rose were knitting and Betty was looking at pictures in a magazine. The second question: why was mother not able to come home? Answer: the mother was not able to come home because the bridges between Mrs. Barnes and town were under water. Third one: how did Jim want the girls to get organized? Answer: Jim asked all of them to get organized to face any eventuality. He asked Betty to get her flashlight, candles, lamps, and lanterns. Rose had to fill the tubs, pails with water. Jim and Amy would check on food, blankets, and coats, and he wanted the girls to get the first aid kit ready. Fourth question: which two important things did Jim want the girls to do to avoid getting scared? Answer: Jim asked the girls not to let others see how scared they were. He told them that they should bring things like water, food, blanket, and lights. Fifth question: where did Jim want the girls to climb up? How was it going to help them? Answer: Jim wanted the girls to climb up on the roof. This would help to signal others to help them. Some might come there with boat to help them. Sixth question: who went to get Sarah? Where was she? Jim went to get Sarah. Sarah was in the playhouse. Now take the page number 54. Rose: Sarah? Where is she? All run to the window. Amy: there she is, on the playhouse porch. How did she get there? Rose: follow me here probably. She loves that playhouse, the little monkey. Jim goes out calling, stay where you are, Sarah, I will get you. Amy: it's a lucky the playhouse is on high ground. Rose still at the window. But isn't, look, it's nearly afloat. The girls gather at the window. There goes Jim. Look, the water is above his knees. Amy: he will need dry clothes. See if you can find some of Dad's things for Jim. Betty, Sarah can have Dick's. Rose: there, he's got hair. Amy: I will make some hot cocoa for everyone. There is a thumping and voices at the right. Jim enters carrying Sarah pick-a-pack. Sarah is beaming. Sarah: hello everybody. That was fun. Write some more please, Jim. Jim: no lady, that's enough. You are heavy. She is a dry a bone. Rose: I am not. Amy: you can have some of Dad's things. I am going to get us some supper. As she says this, the lights go out. They all gasp and Betty screams. Jim, trying to sound casual: powerhouse must be out of commission. Light your candles, Betty. Betty switches on the flashlight and lights 3 candles. Amy: I am glad We have one oil stove for cooking. Rose, taking a candle. Forward march to the kitchen. Betty takes a candle and follows with Sarah trailing. All exist right. Humping, trum, trum, trum. The boys are marching. Jim, in a low voice to Amy, the river was up another foot, Amy. Another hour that the playhouse would have been floating out in the current. At this rate, the floor here will be under water by morning. Amy, what will we do then, Jim? Neither Sarah nor Betty is strong swimmer. Jim, I am going to climb out on the roof and start waving the flashlight. Someone will see it and come for us. Amy, but who? No one is on the main road and there are no houses within sight of us. That will be just a pinpoint of light. Aren't you scared? Jim, you bet. Are you? Amy, terrified, but I am glad you are here. Jim, we will see it through if we just keep our heads. Some words meaning: scream, high noise with fear. Pinpoint, a very small area. Terrified, frightened. Thumping, hitting heavily. Pick a pack, on the back and shoulders of another person. The page explanation. Now they hear the voice of a child. That's Sarah. She accompanied Rose but went to the playhouse. She cannot come out of that. Jim goes out and takes Sarah inside the house. Lights go out because there is no electricity. They manage with candles. Jim whispers to Amy that water level is increasing. Their floor may be under water next morning. Jim decides to go on the roof to get some help. See the page 55. Scene 2. Time an hour later. Setting the same. At rise. Same group is in the living room with the exception of Jim. Sarah is asleep, covered with a blanket, in a big chair. Amy, Rose and Betty have 3 candles on the table. Betty is trying to read. Betty, putting down her book with a thud. I can't read by this light. How do you suppose our grandmothers ever did? Rose, I don't believe they tried to read. I guess they went to bed when it grew dark. Amy, maybe we ought to go to bed. It's nearly 11, but I couldn't sleep a wink. Betty, nor I. Rose, nor I. Listen, what is that noise? All 3 listen, Rose running to the window and peering out. I can't see a thing. It's a pitch dark. It sounded like something bumping against the house. Betty, nervously, oh, come back. Let's stick here together. Jim, entering left in raincoat, carrying flashlight. Battery's dead. I waved it almost 100 times, though maybe somebody saw it. Betty, scornfully, maybe. Jim, it has stopped raining anyway and let us start moving everything to the attic. Bring the food and water first, then the blankets. I will do the carrying up the ladder to the roof. Betty, my new spring coat. I am going to save that. She rushes out left, taking a candle with her. Rose, going over to her sister, shaking her gently. Sarah, Sarah, wake up, dear. We are going to sleep in the attic. Sarah, oh, where am I? Rose, come on. She helps Sarah to her feet and quickly wraps a blanket around her. To the attic. X is left leading Sarah and taking one of the candle with her. Amy. Or to get father's most valuable books and mother's jewels case. And Jim. Amy, we will need water and food more than books and jewels. You don't seem to realize. He is interrupted by the cry from the outside, the right. Mr. Peters. Hello there. Hello is the house. Mr. Marcel. Mr. Marcel. Amy. They have come for us. Here we are. She runs to the window. Jim. Picking up the third candle from the table, running to the window, waving it back and forth. Here we are. In here. Betty. Entering on the run from the left, carrying her dress box. Are we rescued? Who is there? Mr. Peter. Still outside. Mr. Marcel, are you all right? This is Tom Peters and Miss Mars, the Red Cross nurse. We are here in a boat. Jim. Row around the back porch. You can get in there. There is a bumping the boat against the wood voices. Steady now there. I have got hold on the rail. Here up. Jim and Amy exit right towards the voices, more voices greeting, and then Mr. Peters entered the living rooms with a lighted lantern, followed by Miss Mars, Amy, and Jim. Betty. We are rescued. We are rescued. Come, Sarah. Mr. Peters. Why are you children all alone? Some words meaning. Couldn't sleep a wink. Failed to get any sleep. Bumping. Hitting something with force. Wink. Close and open one eye quickly. Scornfully. Feeling of contempt. The page explanation. The second scene opens with Sarah, who is asleep. They hear a bumping sound. As it is pitch dark outside, they cannot see anything through the window. Suddenly, they hear a voice calling Marcel. It is Mr. Peters from the Red Cross along with Miss Mars. They have come with a boat. As water level is increasing, Amy is interested in saving her father's valuable books and mother's jewels box. Mr. Peter and Miss Mars are still outside inquiring about them. Now take the page 57. Jim. Yes, we. There is a terrific crash followed by a wail of pain and a scream. Rose. Off stage left. Oh, Sarah, she is fallen off the step ladder. Come quick, somebody. I have dropped my candle and it's gone out. Mr. Peters, Miss Mars, who is carrying a small black bag, and Amy rush off stage left. Betty. Oh, I hope she hasn't broken her neck. Jim. Get the first aid box. Is it in that pile of coats? I will fix a place for her to lie down. He arranges chairs so Sarah can lie down. Mr. Peters enters left carrying Sarah. Steady now, you are all right. More frightened than hurt, I think. He places Sarah on the chair. Amy, placing the lantern near Sarah. I am glad Miss Mars is here. Miss Mars is examining Sarah. Sarah is sobbing softly, saying every so often it hurts. Rose kneels beside Sarah's chair, holding her hand. Jim stands in the back with Betty. Sarah. It's my leg that hurts, Miss Mars. Yes, you have hurt it badly, Sarah, but we can fix it up. And we will all get into the boat and take you home. You are going to be all right. She motioned to Mr. Peters, Jim and Abby to move to one side of the stage. Rose stays with Sarah. She has broken her right leg just below the knee. We can splint it up with pillows and umbrella and lift her safely into the boat. I think we ought to take her to the emergency Red Cross hospital in the armory. Mr. Peters. We can take Rose and Betty along too. But Jim, you and Amy will have to stay until we can get back for you and send some other boat. Miss Mars returned to surround Sarah's right leg with pillow, using an umbrella and cane along with the outside to keep the leg stiff. Jim, that's all right. We will be perfectly safe up on the roof. Some words meaning: terrific, fearful, crash, fall, wail, cry, pile, heap, fix, arrange, hurt, injure, sobbing, crying, motions, signals, stiff, tight. The page explanation. Suddenly, they hear the sound of a crash. Sarah has fallen down. Mr. Peters carries Sarah. Miss Mars, after testing her, informs James that Sarah has broken her right leg below the knee. The Red Cross team decide to take Sarah to the Red Cross hospital. Now come to the page 58. Mr. Peters, we can leave you an extra lantern and a jar of coffee. Need anything else? Amy, only some of your calmness. We will be all right, thanks. Mr. Peters, don't thank me. Thank the Red Cross. He goes over to Sarah and helps lift her into the blanket rolled to form a stretcher. Miss Mars picks up her bag. Jim and Mr. Peters lift and carry Sarah toward the right. We can swing her down into the boat very easily. It won't hurt a mite, Sarah. Get your things. Rose and Betty, you are going with us. Rose and Betty grab their coats. Betty takes her dress. Sarah, drowsily. Miss Mars, gave me something to stop hurt. It has almost gone. Amy, at the door, dropping a kiss on Sarah's forehead, and they carry her out. That's fine, dear. Have a nice boat ride. She waves as the stretcher goes out, followed by Rose and Betty. Try to get a word to Mother that we are all right, Betty, and to Jim's family too. Betty, I'll try. I hope you will be rescued soon. Bye. Rose, goodbye, Amy. Good luck. Amy, goodbye. There is more thumping, only less sound than before, and voices giving directions. Amy fuses with the lantern, trying to get it lighted. Mr. Peter, off stage. You will be all right, Jim? Jim, still off stage. Yes, don't worry about us. Goodbye. Voices in distance, the sounds of oars. Jim enters right, wiping his forehead. Amy gets the lantern, lighted the blows out candles. Water's dropping. He pours 2 cups of coffee from Mr. Peters' jar, hands one to Amy, raises his cup as though in a toast. Here to the coffee, lantern, and rescue. I am glad we have a wide awake, well equipped disaster committee in this town. Amy, and a Red Cross nurse for emergency. Thank God for the rescue. Both lift the coffee cups and drink, still standing. Some words meaning: calmness, quiet, might, little, crap, take, drowsily, sleepily, almost, nearly, thumping, pounding, fuses, worries, wiping, rubbing, raises, lifts. The page explanation. Rose and Betty can accompany them. They promise Jim and Amy that they will send another boat to take them out of this place. Then Red Cross team leaves the place with Sarah, Rose and Betty. Amy and Jim wait with a cup of coffee for the next boat. We come to the end. The children of this drama have courage and face the pathetic situation. What about you? Will you act like this in emergency? Good. Thank you for watching. Bye.